You are not breaking down, you're breaking through. This is a nervous system versus a new life. So trust me, you're not breaking down. This is a point where you really sit with that, because most people never understand this moment correctly when they're in it. When you're in it, it does not feel like a breakthrough. It does not feel like expansion. It doesn't feel like you're stepping into something new. It feels like everything is pressing on you at once. It feels like chaos. It feels like pressure or confusion. And it feels like you're trying to move forward, but something inside of you keeps pulling you back. And we can get down on ourselves a lot in those times. And what most people don't realize is that in that moment right here is the exact moment where it feels like you're at war with yourself. This is the moment that determines everything, because you will either misread it or you will move through it. And so if you misread it, then you go back. You go back to what's familiar. You go back to the pattern. You go back to the old frequency. You go back to what you know. You go back to the identity that you've outgrown, but at least it's predictable. But if you move through it, everything changes. But you don't get to skip the middle. Nobody does. The middle is the war. The middle is testing you to see if your character is strong and you stick to it. It's testing to see if you stick to boundaries. It's the friction between who you've been and who you're becoming. It's 2 steps forward, 3 back, sometimes 1 step forward, 2 back, or 4 steps forward, 1 back. Because the version of you that you've been living is not just a mindset. It's not a personality. It's a pattern. It's a system. It's something that your body has learned, practiced, and repeated over and over and over again. So it's on autopilot. So when you decide that you want something different, when you say, I'm not doing this anymore, I'm not living like this anymore, I'm not thinking like this anymore, I'm not choosing people like this anymore, your system doesn't just say, okay, it resists. Because your system is designed to keep you in what is familiar, not necessarily what is best for you. And that is the hard truth. Because a lot of what is familiar is what hurt you. A lot of what is familiar is what kept you feeling small or behind or not enough. A lot of what is familiar is what keeps us in this survival. So when you start to change and when you start to expand and you declare something new for yourself, or you have like a revelation, there's friction. And that friction shows up in very real ways. And that's the point where we're like, I feel like I'm going crazy, or nothing's working for me, or my friendships are disappearing, or I can't seem to do this, or I'm not finding the right job. It shows up emotionally. It shows up in our relationships, in our career. And it all seems to happen at once. And that's where where people panic, because they think, why is everything going wrong right now? Often when the universe does something great for us, we say thank you. And when the universe does something that we didn't really plan or want, we're upset. But we should still say thank you, right? But we sit there and say, why is this happening to me? Why does it feel like the moment I try to do something better or different, it all falls apart, it's not working? Instead of seeing that as a part of the shift, most people see it as a sign to stop. But let me ground this for you in something real, because this is where people finally understand it. If you're looking to change your life in a small way, it's like doing a renovation. You can repaint a room, or you change out some cabinets, right? You update a kitchen, something. You adjust things on the surface, and you can still live inside that structure. You're still functioning, right? It's just a renovation. You're just making little changes. You can still operate. You're just improving what's already there. And that's what most people in life do. They adjust behaviors. They seek smaller improvements, or they tweak little habits. Then they try to layer something new on top of something old. And sometimes that can work. But if you're someone who is a true seeker in life, who's not just trying to improve your life, you're trying to completely change it, then you're not renovating, you're rebuilding. And rebuilding is a completely different process. Completely different process. Because when you rebuild, you don't start with paint. It's not surface. You don't start there. You start with the foundation. And when you start with the foundation, everything above it is disrupted. Everything. Because you can't keep living in the same structure while tearing it down. So there is a period of instability. There's a period where things feel like they're not working. And that's what I do. I help people rebuild their whole identity from starting with character and integrity, finding out who you are, what do you stand for, who are you, the truth behind you. Then we rebuild. There's a period where you're not going to feel grounded in that. And most people don't account for that. They expect transformation to feel really good. They expect it to feel exciting or constant momentum. But real transformation, it's hard. It feels like instability before alignment sets in. It can feel unsexy. It can feel, it's not the most fun. And if you don't understand that, then most people quit in that moment where everything is actually getting ready to shift. And then there's another layer to this that people don't like to look at. I've realized the more you resist what's coming up inside you, the more intense it becomes. Sometimes people are going to be hit with the same situation, the same routines, the same patterns, all of this until it gets louder and louder until you listen to it. It amplifies. If a thought comes in and you try to suppress it, it gets louder. I'm sure some of you can relate with that. If a feeling comes up and you try to avoid it, it's going to get stronger. If something in your life starts to feel uncomfortable and you try to push it away, sometimes it expands. So what starts as something small starts to feel like everything, heavy, total shifts. You're not even sometimes comfortable in old spaces you used to crave to be in. And then you start to tell yourself a story. You start to say, look at all of this. Look how everything is going wrong. Look at how chaotic I feel. This must not be for me. And then your system will look for evidence to support that. And believe me, if you go looking for evidence, you're going to find it every time because it wants to go back to what it knows. So it starts to pull in more proof, more doubt, more fear. All those conditions that were set start to come up, more reasons to say, I need to stop. And then it really feels like your own body is working against you sometimes. Your thoughts get louder. You have days where all you want to do is sleep, right? Your doubt gets sharper. Your fear feels more real. All of these things are setting in to alert you to something. Our body is systematic and it does things for a purpose. And a lot of people give up in these moments where it gets hard. They just say, I can't do this. It's just too much. I've never been someone, who can make money. I've never been someone that can keep a relationship this long. Or, why do all my friends end up leaving? And those thoughts feel very real. But it's not because they're true. It's because, I say this all the time, they're familiar. They're familiar. And familiarity will always feel like truth if you've lived it long enough. But here's where everything changes. You don't need to know how before you move. You don't need to have everything figured out before you take a step. It's movement. Because transformation does not start with certainty, ever. It starts with a decision. It starts with you saying, I'm not available for this anymore. I don't want to do it. I'm not available for this way of thinking. I'm tired of thinking that. It's never served me. I'm not available for the way that I've been reacting. I'm not available for this identity. I don't like that person. Or I don't like the people I'm surrounding myself with. And then you choose differently. But you have to choose it over and over and over again, even when it feels uncomfortable, even when it isolates or feels unfamiliar or feels lonely or feels like nothing is working. It's that decision that's tested. It's not to punish you, but to show you where you still react. And this is why things start to go right or start to go wrong before they go right. And instead of collapsing in those moments, you learn how to hold yourself differently inside of them. If you get a bill you weren't expecting, right? Instead of spiraling, you pause. You pause. You feel your body. You're allowed to feel. You notice the reaction. You notice it. It's like, right? And you say, I will handle this. I will handle this. And you get a flat tire. Instead of letting it ruin your whole day and you're on the phone with every friend to recreate the story 7 different times, to live in it, to stay in the vibration, you decide, this does not get to control me. And that might sound simple, but it's not always simple, right? Because when you're doing that in the moment, it's breaking your pattern. You're breaking the pattern of immediate reaction or panic. You're breaking the pattern of letting all the external things dictate your internal state. And that is where your power actually is. Because the world is constantly trying to pull you into reaction. Every notification on your phone, every alert, even the way certain sounds come in, they are meant to alarm us. Every message, every comparison, every piece of pressure, is all designed to keep you externally focused and internally unstable. And if you're not aware of that, you will spend your entire life reacting, not responding. You'll react to money. You'll react to people. You'll react to different circumstances that come in your way, or maybe even systems that were never really designed to support your peace. But there is another way to live, and you can participate in life without being controlled by it. You can handle what's in front of you without becoming it. You can stay grounded while everything around you feels just completely uncertain. And that's the shift. So if you are in a season right now where everything feels heavy, where things feel harder than they should, when you feel like you're doing all the output that you're supposed to be doing, right? Supposed to be doing. And you feel like you're fighting just to advocate for yourself, to do, you're fighting yourself more than anything else. Understand this. You're not breaking down. You're breaking through. And the intensity that you feel is not a sign to stop. It is a sign that something old is ending. So please stay with it. Do not run back to what is familiar just because it's easier. Stand in it. Hold your ground. Hold your ground. And remind yourself, I'm not available for a lower frequency. Or I don't want to do that anymore. Not today, not anymore. And we don't start on Monday. We don't start in a week. We start right now, in this very moment. In this very moment, you just start. You start. You just say, I want better treatment of myself, from myself and from others around me. Or I really want to find a different job that supports my health, my mental health, and where I can earn a good living and feel good about what I'm doing. So you're not stuck. You're just in the middle of a shift. So many people don't talk about the middle. They talk about the beginning and they talk about the end. So I wanted to break down what actually happens when you're transitioning out of an old identity and into a new frequency. You're going to feel chaotic. Your nervous system's going to resist, and it's why most people quit right before their life actually changes. Have faith, stay in it. Decide if you're in renovation or rebuild. That's an important knowing of yourself and where you're at. Decide if you've been feeling overwhelmed, reactive, fighting yourself, and ask yourself, what is actually happening here? Am I sitting with integrity? And do I have boundaries in myself? Do I know what I like? Do I know who I am? So I don't teach surface level mindset stuff. I teach embodiment change. And believe me, I've been through it. I've gone through these things. You'd be amazed at the low points that I've hit in my life and the relationships and all of these things. And I hit this, I approach this and I hit these topics because they mean something to me, and I've been able to sift through them and get through them and find my nervous system calm. And if I can help someone else do that, I'm all for it. Let the good win in the world.